Alright, so I'm done with the Paramore album reviews, and now I'm moving on to Hayley Williams' Petals for Armor. I got this a few weeks ago, on Target actually, yeah, online. Double LP, that's a pretty cool album cover. I dig that, and that's what it looks like inside. Pretty cool way. And then you got like a little sheet of that. Nice. And on the back side, it's all the songs and stuff like that. So, do not go into this album expecting Paramore. It's not going to happen. Yeah, it's not going to sound like that. It's a Hayley Williams solo project. However, Taylor York and Zach Farrell are part of this album, though. In fact, Zach Farrell, I know he directs a Dead Horse. That was a great music video. That might be one of my favorite songs too. So this album that she did, pretty much kind of like therapy for her. A lot of stuff going on. Kind of having to take a break, having to like really find herself. A lot of problems and stuff like that. So she kind of really just made this album like a therapy, just getting everything out in terms of what she's feeling, and then move on, or at least try to, at least hopefully it's a lot easier now. So a lot of this album, like I hope I don't repeat myself a lot throughout these songs, but a lot of it's like raw, kind of experimental, like vocal play, or just like primarily a vocal performance. Indie, you do get some like a synth pop. There's definitely some like 80s stuff going on here on some of the songs, and you get like some synth bass too at times as well. But yeah, very much I would call it an experimental, or at least just like a sort of like an indie sound type of album. There are definitely moments in this album to where it's like you're watching, like it should be like a song. It's like about heartbreak, and then you find something to which like she's in love with somebody, and then it'd be like insert a suggestive line, and then it pans to like Taylor York. I didn't know there was this whole fucking rabbit hole of like shipping Hayley Williams and Taylor York. I didn't know that. I'm like, oh, okay. So if they are dating, awesome. I hope it works, and if not, well, let's just hope that they're both happy then. But I think there's definitely some parts in the music video, because every song has a music video, and I think there's definitely some parts where it's kind of obvious. But yeah, anyways, Hayley Williams, Petals for Armor, 15 tracks, and let's get started. All right, so the first track is called Simmer. This one, she's talking about rage, and you watch the music video. It's like at night in a forest, and she's running naked. As I know, I should have said this in the intro, but for the title itself, Petals for Armor, it's like find strength in your most vulnerable moment, which is a pretty nice sort of talk and stuff like that, message and stuff. But for the song Simmer itself, she's talking about the feeling of rage. Rage, it's a quiet thing. You think it's gone, but then like it always creeps back in, and there's so many ways for like rage itself to take us over. But for her, it's like, okay, in order to draw the line between like wrath and mercy, I just have to simmer down. And then, like, this is what I'm talking about, like, this whole vocal play. We get these, like, low echoes of, like, simmer down, stuff like that, control, eyes closed. And then, she's playing off the word simmer, 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 simmer down. It's fun. She does talk about stuff in her marriage. I think that's quite obvious, how she's saying it's very painful. But like if it was her child in that type of situation, she would have, like, quote, gutted that fucker sooner. That was pretty cool to hear. And then Hayley Williams talks about, like I said, for the album title itself, to wrap yourself in petals, find strength when vulnerable. And then like I just said, that chorus itself with a low echoey, her saying control and eyes closed, and then the whole simmer, simmer, simmer down. I like it. Or the next song, Leave It Alone. Bro, this is a crazy music video to where, and just in terms of like what goes on, like the amount of like detail and hours it probably took in like the makeup department and props and stuff like that, because it's like her out in the woods, but this time it's daylight, and then it's also her, but she's in this like white room, in like this cocoon, and she like breaks out and stuff like that. It's definitely a lot going on. But for this song is about dealing with loss and facing problems. She says like, oh man, like something, God must have a funny side to him, right? She actually do that in one of the music videos. I think it's Pure Love. There's like a little like note that she writes down, because this is like when the pandemic starting to kick around. But for this one, she says like, "Oh man, something. God must have a funny side, because when I finally leave a harmful environment and go back to people I love, they're either dead or they're dying." There is a pretty dark section in this song where she says she's been friends with a noose. However, she's been trying to untie it, and in hopes that when it's finally untied, she can use it as a fire escape, to escape whatever type of situation she might be in. And then throughout the song, she's saying, things like, love is full of grief. You can let it in, but be prepared for it to leave. And sort of, like I said before, that nice sort of vocal play or like experimentation of her saying that truth is a killer, but it tastes so bitter. And like the word bitter is all drawn out. But I can't leave it alone, and that's kind of got like a little puppy thing going on to it as well. Yeah, I like it. Practically every song on here I really like. There's some songs that I like a lot more, obviously, but going into this album, I think it's really beneficial if you like take the concept of what Paramore sounds like, throw it out the window, and if you enjoy this type of sound, definitely check it out. I certainly enjoy it. All right, so then the next one is called Cinnamon. It's always kind of funny, like you go through like such heavy stuff, and then you get to a song called Cinnamon. I don't know, but a lot of this song is his vocal play of the and then plus her adding the word cinnamon, and that could be sort of low as well and stuff like that. But the word cinnamon is a metaphor of being home, and she describes stuff of being at home, with all like the lights on, talking to her dog. Her dog's name is Alf. I found that out, like a alien life form. That's pretty cool. He's also in a music video called shit, I'll get to it soon. But that's pretty awesome to see. Oh, Taken. There we go. In the word Taken. I'll talk about that music video. But she's also saying she's not lonely, lonely, but like she feels free and stuff like that, and that her home smells like citrus and cinnamon. So you're finding your safe spot in your home. You feel comfortable and stuff like that. Kind of like a very haunting. Same with the next song is pretty haunting as well. But like a haunting delivery of the whole, and then the whole cinnamon being all low and stuff like that. I like it, man. Or the next song is Creepin. Oh, that's a that's a good song, me son. But for Hayley, she's talking about. I read it. It's called energy vampires. They're just kind of like people that just suck the life out of you, metaphorically speaking, of course. But for this song, this person, okay, and you know something that's also cool with these music videos is that some of them are professionally done, but like they're all on like Hayley's personal account, like on YouTube, and some of these ones, like this one too. To where you can definitely see it's like a lot more free, like she's doing it and stuff like that, just like, oh, here's like a camcorder and like we're doing stuff like that. So it's a nice blend between like a professional edited video, and then stuff like this, kind of like a homemade vibe to it. I like that, at least hopefully everybody's having fun and stuff like that. That's a big part and stuff too, but for this person, the song, she says like they got like laser pointed eyes, just trying and trying and trying to be threatening, but it's not working against her, right? She tells them like, we bleed holy water and we're the moon during the day. And while there might be, she's talking about like sections of pain by like reliving memories of him, But like no matter how innocent something might start, you know, whatever, it tends to multiply, multiply, multiply. Then you got this big old snowball avalanche of problems and stuff like that. But like the creepy factor of the song is like with like that deep sounding, you know, so why you creeping round here, followed by the low, why you creeping, why you creeping. I love that part, just a super deep, you know, so why you creeping around here. I like it. The next song is called Sudden Desire. Man, it's got some kick-ass elements to it, just in terms of aggressiveness. The chorus, pretty damn aggressive, let me tell you something. But for this song, you know, she's feeling love for somebody, but that feeling that, you know, you've had before, you know, with like an ex-partner, like even though if you're trying to start something new with a different person, you know, a lot of the pain and stuff that you felt with a previous partner, it's still going to be carried inside of you and stuff like that. And of course, you're going to be worrying a lot, like, oh, what happens if it turns out to be the same here, or you know, can I ever feel, you know, loved again and stuff like that. She talked about, you know, elephants in the room, carrying it around like a balloon, and like no matter where I go, you know, this person's always stuck to me. She's now like with another person in the song, and I'll wager in life too, that she wants to make love, but certain aspects of it all or like painful reminders, you know. And like the chorus itself, I know I said very aggressive. She's saying, don't look in my eyes, I feel a sudden desire. Don't know if I can deny a sudden desire. And then the last part saying a sudden desire, it's in the background and it's yelling out. So while she, you know, is very hesitant and stuff, and it's like painful reminders, she still just like wants to love this person and stuff like that. I like it. Alright, the next one is a Dead Horse. This might be my favorite song on the album. I can't get enough of that chorus and the whole yeah 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 towards the end. That's pretty fun. It's kind of like Cinnamon almost, with the whole vocal juggle and stuff like that. But with the song Dead Horse, so quite a few of these songs are, you know, obviously about her divorce and just like the pain and stuff like that. For this song Dead Horse, it's a super catchy song, and like I said previously, Zach Farrow, he directed this music video. I failed to see if he directed others. I'm not too sure. He did do some for After Laughter, but for this one, great job. I really do enjoy it. She references the song Pool off After Laughter, talking about a dream of you holding me underwater. And for years I held my breath and, you know, dyed my hair blue to match my lips. And you go through various eras of hair color and stuff like that. I really did enjoy that. That was pretty awesome. And she's saying that she got what she deserved throughout this all. She was the other woman first, but she just kept trying to sing along to our song, which I would wager is Still Into You off of the self-titled album, to which you know, they're in the car singing to your favorite song. So she talks about that, and then she later on just says she was singing along to a shitty never-ending song. I like that. And then the chorus itself, you know, she's saying she's a beat it like a dead horse, I beat it like a drum, skipping like a record to a never shitty ending song, you know. And then when it came for the time to us to split, I hope you cried. Then like I said, you get the whole yeah 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 yeah. That's pretty fun. And then obviously, if it wasn't clear enough or obvious enough, she says, now you got another song. I dig it. Next one is My Friend. Pretty haunting sort of delivery and stuff. I mean, it's supposed to be, you know, very positive and stuff like that, but much like this album, it carries that sort of ominous vibe, almost an isolated sound, if you will. But for this one, basically, really, it's just a friend, and like through thick and thin, I had a friend that stood beside me. He has seen me from every side, you know, good and bad, but he doesn't mind, you know, he doesn't mind it, and like he's always there, right? He's absolutely irreplaceable, and you get this very drawn out delivery of the title, along with the repeated lines. We stay safe together, escape death forever is super low. Like in the long section of the song, like the second half of the song, if you will, is just like those repeats of the lines. We stay safe together, escape death forever. But like I said, it's very low. Hey man, if it's always great to have a friend like that will stick with you through thick and thin. I definitely have quite a few. Hopefully you do too. But yeah, I like it. Next one, Over Yet. Super catchy song. And I hope I'm not, I don't know if I quote Dead Horse by just repeating at the end of every song, I like it. I like it. I just like noticed that. And man, it's just how I feel, you know. But for this song, Over Yet, she made it into a workout video. Can't say I can do those moves. I'll probably just burn out halfway through, but you know, it's a whole punching, then stretches, and then you know, doing some. No, I can do it. I can do it. I won't make a video about it though, but I can probably do it. But for this song, you got like synth sounds and a fun like pop-like chorus of like just 80s workout videos. You know, it's very fun, and the lyrics are you know repeated and rotated, which you do get a lot on this album. I suppose that could be a critique, is like a lot of the stuff does get repeated, but. I don't have a problem with it. And she's talking about if there's resistance, it makes you stronger, and it's not the end. Persistence can make you go farther. And for her to say, she's like, you know, it's time to come out. So basically, really, like this song is like, if you're like depressed or you know. Deep in something and you feel like you're just trying to escape. This is type of that a real motivational song, and obviously it helps with the workout video. You know, you're able to move around and stuff like that, and dance and you know break a sweat, as she says in the song like that. And obviously, who better to say than somebody that was definitely in it for quite a long time. You know. Where she says, you know, it's time to come out alive, get out of your mind and break a sweat. If you're down, out, or depressed, you know, this song, hopefully can help. And if you don't feel that way, well, hopefully it's a pretty catchy song and you think it's fun, because I certainly do. Alright, the next one is called Roses, Lotus, Violet, Iris. There we go, I got it. But for this song, it's, you know, about like femininity and finding yourself. There's going to be a couple more tracks where that concept of like finding yourself shows through. And I like the metaphor of her growing and like, you know, and flowers, you know, type of blossoming. Because she talked about in the song, it's like, you know, like you're kind of like buried in the dirt, everything's dark, but you know, just stay strong and push through, and like you're pushed through the dirt and then you blossom. You know, she talks about, you know, a lot of women being like withered flowers, having their petals pulled, asking, you know, if he loves me or if he loves me not. And she talks about how, like, oh, I was also a withered flower, but I've been able to get out of the situation and bloom and, you know, become a strong, beautiful flower. She says, like, you know, key components, like, you know, not comparing yourself to others, nor beauty, you know, like, be strong, you know, stuff like that. Is a pretty haunting delivery of the chorus, with repeats of the lines, you know, Roses and Lotus, with those words being repeated by the supergroup Boy Genius. Very sort of low delivery and stuff on that as well. But you know, it's a good metaphor. Alright, the next one is Why We Ever. This one, I think a tremendous amount of people can relate to. You know, there's always that one friend that you hung out with, had a great time, you know, probably years and stuff, and then one day just kind of moved on. Maybe stuff happened. Who knows? But then like years later, like, wait, why aren't we talking anymore? Or like, why did we stop hanging out? So then you meet up again, and then you see how much has changed, you know, physically, and you know, perhaps like I don't know, personality or whatever, but just, you know, leaving somebody and then years later going back wondering like, why did we do that? You know, she says she was feeling like a lot of pain, and she needs something warm to hear and for someone to be an ear, right? Because she talks about like I stayed home like during the weekend by myself just drawing circles, and then this is like when it gets very sad, throughout the like last section of the song, let's just say. It's a very sad delivery of the line, I just want to talk about it, and then like I hope I didn't freak you out. This obvious real sort of depression going on, stuff like that. Just trying to, needing somebody to say something nice or, warm, but like definitely being ear and stuff like that. I also do love the piano piece in this song. I think that's great, and it adds to the whole personal touch. Alright, the next one's called Pure Love. So I talked about this before, to where the music video, it starts off with like the whole notepad thing. And she's talking about, her love for Paramore and the fans and stuff like that. And, like, during, like, COVID pandemic, just being away from each other and stuff like that. But, for, just want to let you know that I love you guys and stuff like that. So, it was pretty nice to read it. And, it's typing out as if, like, real life and stuff like that. But for the song itself, she's saying, in order to be loved, she has to open up. Now, obviously, as it's been pointed out in this album, that's a lot easier said than done, considering where she's been in life and stuff like that. A lot of the song is the chorus, with like the high-hitting lyric of, if I want pure love, followed by a must stop acting so tough, with the low voice of, I give a little, you give a little, we get a little, sentimental. So I like that. And she says, she's like, man, I'm so used to fear and like having like bloody fists. It's going to take some time for me to feel comfortable with this, feeling of love and stuff like that. So yeah, I like it. Next one's called Taken. So it could be one or two things. If you watch this music video, it could be her dog, or it could be Taylor York. Either way, she sounds incredibly happy and finds joy in her life and love. And that's great, especially considering where she's been and what she's been feeling, for such a long time. It's nice to see somebody be able to feel the positive aspects in life, the positive emotions and stuff like that. The first section, she's talking about how she's kind of like high in the clouds, feet not on the ground, just flying, and she's not afraid of falling. Just overall very, very happy. She talks about her heart, how her heart was in pieces, and people were kind of giving up on us being repaired. Like, you've been depressed for so long, we're just abandoning the idea that you would get better and stuff like that. But he, and you can suggest what he is, has been an aid in me trying again. And it might have taken 30 years, but I made my way to him. And all with the chorus of the soft playback of her saying, if anyone asks, I'm taken. And then, if anyone asks, so is he. So, yeah, I dig it. The next one's called Sugar on the Rim. And I said it just like the song. I wasn't even trying to do that, but this is a great sounding song. This is the one with like the synth bass, and like got this like electronic dance, and just like the whole repeat of the line, sugar on the rim. It's got this kind of direct sound to it and stuff like that. And I don't know if like funk is the right word, but the whole delivery, it's sort of like that head bobbing, like dance type of thing, and there's a moment in the song where it's just sort of the electronic dance instrumentals, and then she's like rave, like dance and stuff like that. And she's saying like with a relationship might be bitter, so like let's put some sugar around it so that it can be sweet, just in case if the drink is bitter. You got the great lines like do you taste old shame when you lick my wounds? And, it'll be bitter tasting if you walk away, but it'll be much sweeter and will continue to be sweet if you stay with me, right? I love the end section of the song with her singing at like two separate occasions. One's like her sort of down in terms of like a volume mix, and then her again like on top of it but higher. And what she's saying, I believe this is the section part, where she's saying, never felt this sensation, a kiss to every scar, eclipsed my expectation, shot to my heart. Yes, Sean, it is the chorus. But But yeah, like I said, this whole bass synth electronic bop, and the way that, it's just like rolling and stuff like that. This Besides Dead Horse, that this might also be one of my favorite songs. Alright, the next one is called Watch Me While I Bloom. This one's kind of like the Roses song, like this sort of metaphor of a flower and blooming and being strong. But for her, she's saying she found herself again after so much shit in her life. Like a lot of anxiety, just trying to find out who she is. Like the constant, like changing and dying of hair colors, just trying to find herself, or perhaps like a masking what she's feeling and stuff like that. But for now, for this song, it's really saying, I'm happy, I'm able to find myself, and thank God, which it says, how lucky I feel to be in my body again and just not having to pretend, look inside of me and watch me bloom, because there's a whole new side to me. And like I said, with the whole like Roses thing, with when she says, you gotta pull your roots up. If you feel like, you can't reach the sky, just pull your roots up and leave the dirt behind. And throughout it all, I'm alive in spite of me. To finish off the album is Crystal Clear. I really do like that this was the song that ended it. This is definitely the light at the end of the tunnel. Like we surpassed the tunnel, and we have now reached the light itself. It's she talked about, like the music video, very obvious, crystal clear. These are the people that love me. Taylor York, Zach Farrow. She sees her grandparents and stuff like that. This is like what like love is, crystal clear. Paramore, everything like that. But for Crystal Clear, she talks about pretty much, like pool as well again, She says, like, she's once standing on the edge of water, and then, she jumps in head first, only to realize that the water was concrete. Ow. But she then says, like, you are the one that, blew air into my lungs, you gave me life again. And, like, no matter how deep I go, the water is still crystal clear. And she says, like, hey man, something going to risk it again, and let's hope it won't come to an end. And then you do get this like very low, which I know people have talked about, like this like low line of friend or lover. So it's the whole red tape of like the Hayley's grandparents had that as their wedding song or whatever, and then it's like, oh, Taylor and Hayley, like what have I been saying, whatever it is, as long as they're happy, right? I'm not trying to sound like a dick if they are, but it's just, I don't get all fanatic about that type of stuff. But, this is super soft carry of the title itself, and it's just really nice seeing the band throughout these videos. And like I said, the way that this album ends, it definitely feels like, alright, we're past the darkness of the tunnel, and then we finally reach the light. Alright, there you go, Hayley Williams, Petals for Armor. What do you think of this album? I'm curious. You love it, you hate it? Let me know. Otherwise, let's see what I do next. But thank you so much for watching, and take care.